What is up, guys? Rickackis here, and it is about time that DICE starts adding attachments with their DLCs. We all know that weapons come with an incredible increase to gameplay, playstyles, and customization when they're added through DLC, but attachments have even more potential for an increase of gameplay styles and customizations because they can be used by any weapon. Something as simple as a new sight with a unique magnification will make new playstyles available, and guns that may not have been used may now be used like never before. So, without further ado, I've compiled my top 4 new attachments that DICE could add that would absolutely increase, the customization, the gameplay styles, everything. Just increase fun by at least 300%. It's mathematics, trust me. The first thing, long barrel. Having a long barrel, and this would increase bullet velocity. Now, having something that increases bullet velocity would be extremely good in Battlefield 4. Some of the, especially PDWs and some of the carbines, have pretty low bullet velocities and therefore are not great at range. Having something to increase the bullet velocity will make you be able to run certain PDWs with Engineer, let's say, and then have a much better performance at medium and long range. Of course, putting a long barrel into the barrel category and having its only effect to increase bullet velocity, I would say that's balanced already, considering you're going to have to forego any sort of recoil mitigation and also going to have to forego a heavy barrel or a silencer. I really can see the long barrel being a perfectly balanced yet viable attachment in Battlefield 4, especially for carbines and PDWs, and even some assault rifles. Next, a Glint Hider. A Glint Hider would cover up the sniper glint. It would go in front of your scope and cover up the glint from your scope. Now, we all know that giving away snipers is important and it prevents camping. However, if you try to snipe, you are given away so quickly because the glint off your sniper rifle is honestly insane. Putting a Glint Hider, I think it would be extremely balanced if they put it in the right category. If they put it in the category with the straight pull pin and the bipod, I think the Glint Hider would be perfectly balanced. Because if you think about it, you have a 40 times scope and you have a Glint Hider, but you don't have a bipod, getting shots at long range is going to be extremely difficult. And you're also going to be able to not have, a super incredible advantage close range because you're going to have to give up the straight pull pin. So basically, the Glint Hider would not really end up used that much at long range because the bipod is preferable for a lot of people, and it wouldn't be that overused in close range because straight pull pin is preferable. But the Glint Hider would be used in combination with maybe something like a silencer for kind of a stealth, spec ops sniper playstyle. Next, my number 3 is new sights. Now, there's nothing in Battlefield 4, it goes, everything is a 1x sight until the 2x FLIR sight, and then we're right into a 3.4x sight. I don't like that. I think there should be some in-betweens. I think there should be something like a 1.5x sight, also a 2x sight, and something like a 2.5x sight. There really needs to be something that isn't like a FLIR takes up your entire field of vision. I want something just with a 1.5x sight, just zoom, kind of as if you were to put down the doubler. Just any sort of red dot, kind of close range sight to have in between a FLIR and a red dot sight. Now, this is present in the new F2000 sight. The new F2000 sight is a 1.6x zoom. Something like that, usable on other guns, would really open up a lot of playstyles, and I really want this because using the F2000, having a 1.6x sight is actually really advantageous for some larger maps. Like if you're playing Operation Firestorm, for example, you actually, I put on a 1.6x sight in favor of a 1x sight because it's not too much zoom that it throws off my accuracy, but it's enough zoom that I'm able to get a little bit better performance at medium ranges. And putting in a 1.5x sight would really add so many new avenues of gameplay for assault rifle users, even like sniper users and stuff, just having that sight in between a 1 and a 2 times sight would honestly add a ton of customization. And an example of a sight that I think should be added is the HAMR Sight. The HAMR Sight is present, in a lot of Call of Duties, and it's basically like a 3 times zoom sight, I believe, and then on top of it is a little mini red dot sight built in. So, like, I've actually been able to have the pleasure of looking through HAMR Sights in real life, and they are incredible. Like, they are so neat. And being able to have in Battlefield the ability to have an automatically adjustable sight, so the sight is native 3 times with the option to switch to a 1 times red dot sight, then that frees up your attachment slot, so you're able to, you don't have to use, let's say, a doubler or a canted iron sights, so you can have a switchable sight and a laser sight. I think that would be an extremely neat combination for the game. Obviously, they would have to balance it to make sure the red dot sight, maybe it would just be a little bit harder to acquire people, or switching between the 2 sights wouldn't be too fast, but I could really see the HAMR Sight having a place in Battlefield 4. Now lastly, this is my 4th idea for an attachment, and I've wanted this kind of attachment ever since, like, the first kind of Call of Duties. Now, Battlefield has 3 silencers, or maybe even 4. Battlefield has more silencers than it knows what to do with, and they all do the exact same thing. I would want even a change to one of them would be able to do this, but the addition of a new silencer, let's call it the Stubby Silencer, and what this would do is the Stubby Silencer would lower your bullet velocity by only a tiny bit when compared to the other silencer. So it would lower bullet velocity by, let's say, 15% compared to, in Battlefield 4 right now, the current silencers lower it by like 50% or something crazy. So this would only lower it by about 10 to 15%, but its effect would be that 50% of your shots are silenced. So let's say the reason for this is just because it's, a little bit of a shorter silencer, so it takes away the muzzle flash, and it makes it so that, the shots are somewhat silenced, but they're still loud enough that 50% of your shots are still being heard. Now this would make the Stubby Silencer extremely interesting, giving it a 50% chance for each shot to be heard, and then therefore you show up in the minimap, because it would basically be no point in using this with the fully automatic guns. You're going to be given away no matter what. The Stubby Silencer would be extremely interesting to be able to put on DMRs, and maybe very powerful, like Scar H type assault rifles, where you can maybe get away with only shooting 3 or 4 shots, and sniper rifles, basically, and as well as pistols, basically the things that are one shots, like single shot weapons, that if you play your, chances right, you may be able to get a few kills without ever showing up in the radar, or just get a kill and move on. I can see this being an extremely interesting addition to the game, especially for snipers. Like, putting on a sniper rifle, a silencer on a sniper rifle hurts so much. Adding a 50% bonus means that you're never really going to have someone go on an incredible streak, because they're eventually going to be given away. 50%, the chances are getting like 7 kills in a row is almost impossible. But it does add a real interesting aspect of, stealth, yet you have to still be mobile in case you are given away. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, add your ideas for potential new attachments added to Battlefield, because I really think that the addition of attachments is even better in some cases in terms of adding customization to the game than just simply new weapons. Again, please leave your attachments in the description below, comments, and as always, have a good day.